Man, I only wear my stunner occasions, and I feel like there's a different type of persona that comes when you put the stunners on because I try to do it, whenever we get to interviewing legends because it's not every day you're given the opportunity to be able to just explore and dive in to some of the creators that we have in Oklahoma that are doing major things, bro. An individual who puts on for the city, but not only puts on for the city, but he helps bring people's dreams alive. I recently got to do a couple sessions with my boy CL here recently when we got the interview on Mac Wood's album. And man, immediately you could just see the passion that he have for the art and the craft. But I had not known how long he had been exploring and doing this music thing as an artist and as a producer, man. And so as I started to research, get on this page, I seen he got recently worked with Timbaland, that he had been touring. And I'm like, yo, this dude is a big deal. I had no idea. So, hey, you guys, every Friday, Modern Manhood Foundation, we want to welcome to our podcast. Me and my brother, Dr. Damon. Um, we are the co-founders of this platform and this nonprofit, and our mission is to equip men with skills and tools to build healthy communities. And one of the ways that we do this is we interview amazing people who are doing great things in the community. So, welcome, CL, today, this morning, bro. How you feeling?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be with you fellas, man. I love everything that you guys doing, man. Obviously, I met you guys through good old Mac Woods, which I like to
Yeah.
call Morris Hazelnut. You know what I'm saying? You know, Mr. Chocolate Pie himself, you know what I mean?
Man,
Probably in the mirror looking at himself right now, flexing.
bruh, right now. Why he messed me yesterday? How's your eating going? And how's your gym? I'm like, bro, I've been eating.
Hey man,
I've been going to the gym.
yo,
I had to
Max,
go look at my.
man, Max,
We got.
we clown
I
all,
love it.
you know what I'm saying? Because that's like my big brother, man. We go
Yeah,
20 years deep, but glad you guys having me, man, and I appreciate you guys for real, man.
absolutely. So let's dive
Man,
into it, Damon. What questions you
I
got?
I want you to tell us your origin story, bro.
Well, man, I was born in Kansas. You know what I mean? Come from a military background. Dad was in the Air Force. Grandparents was actually in the Air Force as well. My mom's side. My mom was actually from Georgia. She was born in Savannah, but grew up in the Atlanta area. You know, with my grandfather and my grandma on her side, and my dad's side. God rest their soul. Both my grandparents passed away about 10, 15 years ago, but they Ohio, area and stuff like that. So my dad grew up like on the East Coast, everything. But like I said, my family just been military, so that's how Oklahoma became our home for us. You know what I mean? From them retiring from the big cities and things like that. So moved to Oklahoma, man, and just moved here about I think I was 13 years old when I moved to Oklahoma. 12, 13, no 13, yeah. And grew up in Dell City, you know what I mean, in that area, 44th and Sunny Lane and stuff like that. And man, I've been doing music my whole life. You know what I mean? I come from a musical background. My big brother, Trey McCoy's in a group called Meant to Be.
Okay.
A lot of major things as well, who's always been my biggest inspiration for music. Watching him, and my dad's a musician as well. You know, he still plays in a band to this day with my uncle and stuff when they band called Boys Night Out. So
Oh, that's dope.
they still doing their thing. So watching my dad, he taught me how to produce. He taught me a lot. I don't want to get too deep. I know y'all got questions, man.
No,
So
you good. You good, bro. This is your time.
that's kind of a quick little, little thing about me right there. So yeah.
What do you think has been like the big difference between like what you've seen you do in the journey of it? Has it just been your family grooming you? Because I've seen some of the stuff you've done, and we have a lot of producers, but your story really stands out compared to a lot of people that's really in the industry and that's in the craft of what you're doing.
Say that again, brother. I'm sorry.
What do you think has been the highlight that's allowed you to be able to explore and go further in what you're doing? Do you think it's been the longevity?
Oh yes, yes, for sure, man. I started, like I said, I started making music, like writing and creating around 8 years old. But that was just kind of like I said, watching my brothers and my dad and them make music. So it was just kind of something fun. I thought I was a basketball player, to be truthful with you. I thought I was about to be the next Steph Curry or Allen Iverson when I was younger.
Okay.
That was my goal, but it ain't happened obviously. But but no, music has always been something that I just been around and watching my whole life, and you know I started playing the drums at a really early age.
Mm.
I was one of the little drummer boys at school, playing. And then I got into the keyboards later on, about 13, 14 years old, which my dad got tired of me asking him to make beats for me, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit you down and I'm gonna teach you how to sequence this and do it on your own. And that's kind of how the whole
Oh, that's
production
fire.
grew for me on that level. So, but yeah, it's definitely longevity, man, because I think what we learned from growing up as with the MTV Cribs and
Hmm.
those things, that's what we thought it had to be to make it, or
Right.
those guys are just super rich and you got to have all the the designer clothes, and when you get older and you started being deeper in this industry, you realize that ain't the game.
Right.
That's not life. And so definitely going through the struggle of this industry. It looked good on the social media, but I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations of this music industry for sure. So yeah,
Let's talk about that because you're a full-time father, and you do this music full time. So this is your bread and butter on top of being a father as well.
yes sir, yes sir.
How was that been balancing it?
You know what, man? In the beginning process, it was obviously it was different and difficult. You know what I mean? Because I was always on the road, traveling and doing things. You know what I mean? Where I could just kind of, I wouldn't say get up and go because I still obviously, have responsibilities, but it wasn't to the fact where I had to make extra phone calls to make sure my daughter is watched. How long can you guys keep her for me? A lot of
Yeah.
opportunities I had to kind of let go away this time, slip away because obviously, uh, father duties is first and foremost. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I've always been a great father. To my daughter. But like I said, it's just with the music industry and how deep I am in the industry with me traveling and different things and things I was doing. It definitely was a huge process for me to have to figure out my new schedule in the life. You know what I mean? And how I had to
Yeah,
do things and what's important uh to make this move or not. And my family is wonderful, man. Like
That's
they
beautiful.
if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have the opportunities to still travel and do the things that I do. My mom, my pops, my brothers, they 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 look out for me so much, man. It's like, we'll keep it, man. Oh, my dad be like, "It's important." Like, yeah, it's pretty important. "I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's go.
it's
You
because
know?
what I'm hearing is that you're a custodial father,
Yes,
right? And
yes,
and shout out to the parents across the board who are really honoring themselves as not only parents but as people with dreams and goals and a vision for what life really looks like, because when we hear about that space of being a custodial parent, it is, of course, oftentimes seen kind of from the single mother, right,
right.
standpoint. And when I say custodial father, it doesn't diminish your space in your child's life, whether you are a mother or a father, but there is a certain responsibility that comes with that. And
Definitely.
hearing you talk about, the village that it takes
Oh yeah.
to really be able to support that dream is beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, like I said, man, my family always been very supportive, and I have that true black mama too that get on your head when she need to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But she always makes sure that she knows how far I've come with this. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
um, so like I said, I'm truly blessed to have a great family. So
Yeah. Tell us about your big break. I love that story of when things just like clicked, even after all of the hard work and the dedication is being put in. We only get to see the
Glamour.
overnight, right, and the glamour. Tell us about what your experience of what your big break was.
man, okay, so uh, I'll put it to you like this. I got kind of two big breaks. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna kind of break it
Come
down.
on.
So like I said, shout out to my big brother, man. My brother Trey McCoy, man, and my brother Dele. Dele Olasidi, meant to be. Um, I've been watching them. I probably was about 15 to 16 years old when they started really doing their thing and popping off. And I was kind of never was really on my business at this time. I'm young, you know what I mean? Still got the long braids, got the dickies, you know what I mean? I'm I'm doing things I ain't supposed to be doing. So my brother, that they knew I was talented, but my brother used to always tell me, man, like, bro, until you get yourself together, and I didn't understand at the time, you know what I mean, because what it exactly meant, get your business together before we just gonna rock with you. And I used to be thinking like, for real, I'm your little brother, you gonna do me like that, you know what I mean? But now that I got older, understood exactly what he was saying. You know what I mean? You got to understand the industry. You can't just jump in and just think it's this and that. So my brother and them taught me how to become a man in a way. You know what I mean?
Mature.
Definitely mature. Don't come around here smelling like marijuana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Learn how to shake some hands. Learn how to talk to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, etiquette.
All that is business. You know what I mean? You can't just come around, dressed a certain way, looking a certain way, because head is going to turn. You know what I mean? And those different things that were just so small but so big, I didn't understand at the time until I started trying to shake people's hands and going around smelling like marijuana or dress a certain like that, and they're looking at me like, you know what I mean? Not good at all. They might not say something to you right directly in your face then, but after you leave and you don't get that phone call like they said they were going to give you a call.
Right.
Yeah.
I started understanding, you know what I mean? So that's one, you know what I'm saying? My brother them taught me how to grow up and understand the game. Now, my big break, huge big break was, okay, so I used to, I moved to Arizona around 2006 to 2008. I went out there to go to school for audio engineering. And another reason I went out there is because my big brother, again, you know what I mean? He told me about that school because I was doing nothing to OKC. I'm just out here, you know what I mean? I'm just out here doing nothing. And he knew I had that talent. So he told me about that school, went out there, and that grew me all the way up. You know what I mean? Cut the hair off, started dressing better, you know what I mean? Taking my appearance serious. I learned the business side of the industry, everything. So I got broke though, right? So I got super broke, had to move back home to Oklahoma. Thank God my mom, you know what I mean? She let me, room was already changed. I probably went gone for 2 weeks. Room was already
Yeah.
So I had to sneak back home. They had to open the door. And I was in that bad boy like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't make that. You know what I mean? I just jumped right in. She's like, what you doing here? Like, Mom, I moved back home. You know what I'm saying? I moved back home. I don't know. I didn't tell you. I didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back home without her knowing. You know what I mean? And what you gonna do? Just kick me back out? I'm calling grandma on that part. You know what I mean? So, but nah, man, I was broke. I moved back home, and to get back on my feet, I started working at the radio station 103.5. I started doing interning there and different things, and doing like the commercials and doing that stuff, which was so dope. Do y'all remember the Attorney Jason Lowe commercial?
Yeah.
People sport in the background. Dun, dun. That was me. They played that.
That's dope, bro.
Like 8 years straight. You know what I'm saying?
So that was your big break. Okay, that's what we were looking for. That's it right there.
Yeah. So I started working there, and I started working at Guitar Center. You know, and for people that don't know Guitar Center, that's where you buy equipment. You know, buy your music stuff. And about this time frame, this is when we got Oklahoma City Thunder. So OKC Thunder was coming, you know, came to the city. Everybody's hyped, whatever. And there's this tall guy named Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That was, you know, and when I tell the story, I like to tell people that like this ain't the KD that we got now. This ain't the superstar KD. This is second year, still young, 20 years old, 21 years old. You know, he might have had like 12,000 Twitter followers at this time. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't huge or big time, but to us, him being in our city, he was our Michael Jordan already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was still big for us. One day I was working, man, and I remember this so perfectly, like yesterday, man. I was hanging up microphone cables on the wall, and I see this tall 6'9", 6'10" dude coming with he had a all Texas Longhorn uniform on, bro, right? And I'm OU all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about y'all, but I'm OU all day. So seeing the Texas Longhorn uniform came in, I was really happy.
He said tripping. Tripping.
Yeah.
He wanted some problems. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking closer. I'm like, yo, that's Kevin Durant. Okay, what's he doing in here? First thing in my mind, like, what's he doing in here? So as he walked in, this bad boy, man, and he had a MPC, and he sat it down in front of me and was like, yo, what's up, man? I was wondering if I could trade this in. Think to myself, bro, you got to be a millionaire already. You over trying to trade some equipment in and everything, bro. You terrible. I didn't say that out loud, but I was thinking about mine. Like I'm thinking he's rich. But he put it on the counter and he was like, basically, man, I was wondering if you can help me, build this, get some equipment for my studio, my home studio that I have that I'm trying to create, and I just need to know some equipment. So I started helping him with that, right? In my mind as well, I'm thinking, okay, he's about to buy the store up, so my commission check gonna be fat. I'm excited. So I'm trying to move out my mama's house during this time anyway. So
Yeah.
money anyway. So I'm over here like, yeah, the commission gonna be fat, right? He buys probably like $10,000 worth of stuff. He got keyboards, he got microphones and like interfaces. It's just a whole nine, bro. And I had I can't remember what the little phone was called. It was like a little black blueberry. I think it was like a blueberry blackberry phone. I can't remember. It was like it was the
BlackBerry.
smallest
Yeah.
phone in the world.
Yeah.
And I took a picture with him, so pixelated. It looked like I drew it. You know what I'm saying? It was the worst phone ever, man. But I took that pic with him. You couldn't tell who it was. I could have been anybody. I could have said it was Michael Jackson. They probably would have.
Yeah.
And that was it. I was excited. You know what I mean? So before he was walking out the door, I ran up to him real fast. I said, yo, whoa, wait, KD, hold on. Let me grab something for you. Ran to my car, grabbed a CD that I made in Arizona. It was like my beats and different things like that. Ran back to him. I gave it to him. I said, yo, brother, man, welcome to the city. Let's go hard. The Thunder, we're going to the chip. I think we only won like 19 games that year. But you know what I'm saying? Gave him some encouragement. Gave him my CD and said, bro, you're never going to hear nobody like me out here. And, I thought he was going to hustle and flow me. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to walk in when I went to the car. My CD going to be on the ground next to it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But he took it with him and that was it. I was like, cool, that was my day. Nothing regular, nothing new. Continue working and it was cool. I met Kevin Durant. So a week later, I'm at home, chilling with, well, I'm not at home. I'm at my homie's house. In Del City, we just doing nothing, probably ain't no telling, watching movies. I can't remember exactly, but I get a phone call from the job, and you know how it is when your job call and you off. You're like, dang.
I ain't gonna answer this.
Man,
I'm off.
They about to want me to come into work, man.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking to myself again, like I'm still at home with my mom. So, hey, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So, let me go ahead and answer this. Let me get this extra bread. I answered the phone, and it's my boss. I'm over here like, man, what time you want me to come in, man? If I come in today, I ain't coming in tomorrow, okay? It's my day. That's what I'm saying. I'm the man. And he over there like, bro, nah. Yo, Kevin Durant in here looking for you right now. Like,
what?
Like who? Like, yeah, KD's in here looking for you right now. And I'm calling you to see if it's okay to give your number to him. I said, bro, you really going by company policy right now?
Give that man my number.
Real, man.
Man, my phone number, man. It's gonna be some problems. You know what I'm saying? So AD was up there. He was looking for me. He gave him my phone number. And when I tell you that I'm anticipating this phone call, like it was like 3-4 hours later, man. I'm looking at my phone every 5 minutes to make sure my ringer on. Did he give him the right number? Right. I'm over thinking of so many things going through my mind. Like they playing a joke on me. This is wasn't real. Then finally, I get that DC phone number call, and I answer it, and it was KD. Hey, what's up, man? This CL, man. I was like, yeah. What's up? Who this? He said, man, it's KD, man. It's Kevin Durant, man. I met you the other day. Hey, I listened to your CD, bro, and you fired. He was like, I was wondering if you could come over to the crib and help me set up my music equipment. I'll pay you really good. And I was like, man, bro, like, yeah, for sure, of course. Just send me the address. And the rest is history after that, man. You know what I'm saying? I know that was a long story.
Bro, no, that's crazy, bro.
Here's what I love about your story, man, is because like you told this story about how one, you put yourself in places that didn't look like who you knew yourself to be, but that would get you closer. Like, we hear about artists, and we hear about, producers and people who say this, I make music. So they spend all their time making music in their back room
Yeah.
of their house and not going to the places where music lives, like working at a guitar center because they see
Yeah.
themselves as too big for it, right? But there's so much you can learn and explore. We see, we hear you talk about your journey of understanding and committing to sacrifice sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Instead of, and like, it's beautiful, man. Just
Thank you, man.
beautiful.
And to,
even the internship,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
even the internship, because
That's
there's a
yes,
quote that says that the poor work for money and the wealthy work for skills. And it's difficult, man, especially whenever you know you may not be where you want to be at
Right.
ideally. And sometimes it influences us to perceive ourselves as the condition that we're in versus the idea that we want to exemplify in our lives. And it's difficult, man, not to feel down on yourself when you know, hey, I'm living with my parents right now. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Keep
It's
it
not
up.
it's not the best look, especially in a world where we like to project a specific imagery that's not real.
exactly.
Exactly. And then it kind of piggyback off of what you both are saying, which is perfect. And I try to tell these younger guys who do this music all the time, even though I was with KD and those guys at the time when I started working with them, I still was working a 9 to 5. I still was at Guitar Center working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still had to, you know, pay my bills at my home. They didn't just come in and say,
Yeah.
here's $1 million, brother. Do what you got to do. No, nothing like that. I still had to work. I still had to grind. I still had to. And there's no shame in working and paying, still paying for your craft to get to where you,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Don't just build your dream, build your reality.
you got to, bro.
I
Yep.
be
And a lot
man.
of people don't realize that they'll quit their job and try to do. Man, just making money in this music industry is the hardest thing to do. It took me literally 12 years maybe to where I actually was able to make money and take care of home, my family, and different things financially.
Mhm.
Literally, probably 10 to 12 years, man, to finally get money where people's calling me, where I'm always getting now. I can always sell beats or get mixing and mastering or do shows now. You know what I mean? And I think,
Yeah.
I think that's another thing with the social media and what people see and what we used to grow up watching was it's just like you don't have to go through any of that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's a struggle, man. This industry is a true struggle because there's so many. There's 100,000 CL McCoys right now, literally. You know what I mean? Either trying to get to where I'm getting to, or going through the journey I've been through, or you know what I mean, trying to make the same moves that I'm doing. So,
Mhm.
and that's one thing I had to learn and realize. Like I got to keep, saying go, but still go at my pace,
Mm-hmm.
and still, you know what I mean. Um, and just you got to just stay focused, man. So I try to teach a lot of these younger artists and producers that all the time. You know what I mean? Keep working, man. Keep going, keep grinding, because it's not that
Bro,
easy.
you could have gave up. What do you think has contributed to the resilience? I know the village is a big part of it,
Yeah,
and your father, man. I'm just grateful that we have those kind of like parents in your life that allow you to do it, that support it. You
yes,
know, especially for our culture, we got the culture that's like, when you 18, you out my house. You know what I'm saying? Like it
yeah.
really does take a lot. It takes the village to do things like this. So, what do you think is instilled in you to give you the resilience to keep going?
But you know what I mean? Like, well, obviously my daughter. You know what I mean? It's just like the biggest thing for me to keep going. You know, as all of us, like as being
Hmm.
fathers and stuff, man. But just man, being able to like how I had the greatest parents in the world, man. I had a great family foundation, man, and how they supported our dreams and how they, what I mean, even though my mom, she tell me this all the time now, we used to get cussed out, being too loud, making music in the house, blah, 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 you know what I mean? Turn that music down, you know what I mean? I'm in here listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony at 10 years old. Luigi, are you with me? My mom was
Yeah.
about the kid. He worshiped the devil, baby.
Yeah.
I always talk about I was like, my son's gonna be a killer by the time he's 17. And it's over with. Who is these Bone Thugs and Harmony guys? Talking about
Yeah.
PG and Mo Murder, and he's 12 singing this.
Man.
So, but what my mom tells us as we got older was, even though I yelled at you guys and got on your heads all the time, I knew you guys were at home and safe.
Mm.
Yeah.
I knew when your friends came over and y'all was doing music, cussing up a storm in the back room. I hear it. You know what I'm saying? But their parents knew you were safe because you was over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And hearing those words and not, like I said, not understanding when you're younger, because you always think your parents is delusional and all that different
Right.
stuff. Growing up, you kind of like, and what are they talking about? Until you get to that, you start acting like your parents. You know what I'm saying? And you start understanding it. But when my mom told me that, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I did have friends that have passed away at an early age through,
Yeah, man.
or you know what I mean, out there in the streets, different things, to people who used to come to my house. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
And say I lost a few to, like I said, violence,
Substance abuse.
abuse for sure, in jail
Yeah.
right now. And those things is real. You don't see it when you're younger, man, but your parents and your family, they've been through those situations, so they understand
Right.
this is, you know what I mean, why they're telling you this. So like I said, my family, bro, they keep me grounded, keep me moving, man. I'm just a blessed individual, man. You know what I'm saying? To have great peers all around, man, for real.
It's
You know,
beautiful.
that's interesting. I'll say that hearing you talk about that and really what your foundation is, it makes sense because you have this energy of humility, and yet there's no denying your talent, your skill, and the caliber of who you are. Like, people call it bougie, and they say, well, you can't be bougie and you can't have humility at the same time.
Yeah.
And like, it's beautiful to see you really just be confident in who you are and how you do it, especially in a world that tells us that if you're not at this, like, the pinnacle of Jay-Z and Rihanna status, then you're not doing anything. And so, man, I,
Right.
I, I got to tell you, man, I love the way that you walk in the duality of that space, and
Yeah.
it just seems to be so honest and honestly relatable. How
Man,
does that work for you?
I mean, you, man, being real is something I definitely um I live by. Like,
Mm.
even when, like I say, even when I was riding with the Thunder players, and I started working with uh, uh, James Harden came into play and started helping me as well and things. I still was driving my '99 Cavalier everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to stunt like I'm over here got Benz and I'm broke over here. You feel me? Like, they the rich ones. Me, yo, I'm still trying to get myself together. So I'll still pull up in my old car, man. I'll still, I'm not flashy because I'm not flashy. The artist I worked with named Privilege from Philly, he said the best line ever in the song called Celebration. He said, I might mess it up a little bit, but you'll understand what he said. He said, I'm grinding in the club. Um, I'm shining in the club, but I'm over here not trying to fake because I ain't got a dollar in the club. Why am I celebrating?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Why am I celebrating? We over here with
Mm.
these guys who's millionaires. They can pop the balls and stuff and everything and doing everything that they can, while I'm in the club with them over here, like. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I need to be in the studio working. I need to be in the grinding because this ain't us. We ain't the one
Right.
that should be out here trying to act like we popping bottles and you know what I mean, and doing all the stuff when we ain't made it yet. Yo,
Yeah.
KD told me something, bro. Kevin Durant told me something that will forever hold, that made me honestly grind crazier than ever. So we was in the studio one time, and I know y'all remember City Walk, right? Y'all remember City Walk?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Multiple different floors.
City
Yeah.
Walk was the place back in the day. Everybody was in City Walk.
Yeah.
So KD and them walked in. Me and Privilege was working on our mixtape, and KD walked in. He getting dressed. He's like, "Yo, we about to go to the club tonight. You know what I'm saying? With the woo. We're going to City Walk. We're gonna turn up." And me and Priv looked at each other like, "Yeah, all right, bet, where we weren't. Let's get it. Let's go." KD said, "Uh, am I gonna hear y'all song in the club tonight?" He was like,
Mm.
He's like, "People gonna be singing y'all words to one of y'all records in the club tonight?" I mean, that nigga was like, "Nah." He's like, "Well, y'all need to be in the studio working there, huh?"
That's what's up, bro.
Just things like that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just little small, real things that they, you know,
Yeah.
little, that just like will slap you in the face. Cause that's
Yeah.
so real, man. Like we gotta be in here working, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We can't keep coming out here trying to kick it with these guys, hang out with these guys, think we big and bad and all that stuff, and we dope, man, when we ain't got nothing. Nobody even know our music yet. Nobody even know the CL McCoy brand yet. We got a lot of work to do. So
Yeah.
those little things like that kept me motivated, man, and keep me going and stay focused. You know what I mean? And I got so many of those type of stories, man. It's unreal, you know?
Phew, but it's dope whenever you got peers like that that can help you see the limitations you put on yourself, the things that we don't want to look at.
Bro,
It
it's
makes a big
Yeah.
difference.
it does. It
And
does.
like you said, it's tougher in the age of social media because we get, we get that hit when we post our successes and when we talk about the passion and we show people that what we're doing in that very moment, but that doesn't last and that ain't, you know what I mean? Those times we get stuck in that and it's a tough time to get out of that unless we've got a village behind us to
Yes.
really help us stay focused and see a little more clearly not just what the future looks like, but where we are today and how we need to bridge the gap. So that's
Agreed.
beautiful, man.
Agreed, brother. Agreed.
Oh, that's beautiful. Tell me about because your daughter's 7, right?
7 years old. She'll be 8 on December 5th. So yes, sir. Yes,
Let's
sir.
Oh,
go.
Yeah.
listen, I got a
It's
December
like for
baby
a couple
myself,
weeks.
man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's dope. Tell me something, because like she's in that
Hey,
age
hold on,
now.
baby.
She's
She's 8 going on 22.
no,
Or she's 7 going on 22.
More like 25.
Oh,
You live.
25. Okay,
25.
yeah.
Yeah, that's more 25 for her. She ready to get her. You know,
Oh,
she about to walk in. Just did a 12-hour shift in a minute. She don't. You know what I mean?
stop.
My daughter's the most grown little child I've ever and busy. Oh my gosh, man, just busy. But I love it, man. But
So
yeah,
she's got work ethic, huh? She already ready.
she do. She. My mama says this all the time. She said that's your woman right there because
That's
she
dope,
monkey me.
bro.
She tell me what to do. Dad, did you take the trash out?
Yeah.
You need to go brush your teeth. Dad, did you woo, woo,
Oh,
woo?
okay.
I
Man,
mean,
that's how my little girl is. I'm like, bro, you swear you my mama. Swear. She
bro,
like, I am. Where's your mama at?
yeah,
I am.
As
it's
long as you know what
and I
time it
do it,
is.
and I do it
Yeah. All
all the
right.
time. I do everything she says. So you know what I mean? Like,
I it's awesome how like in this age, how what is that experience like actually seeing her like the light bulbs go off as she's starting to experience and see not just the world but what you're doing in the world because that's got to be an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I'll speak to it because like so yesterday I did a video about um, a magazine that I had some of my work published in, and it was, I mean, like I was excited, right?
right,
But I got to show that to my daughter, and she, as she's looking at it, because we were video chatting, and so I held it up, and she's like, "Okay, what am I looking at?" And so she
right,
goes in, and she's 7. She'll be 7 in December, and she's reading, and she goes in to read it, and to see her eyes light up
Man.
and for her to see my name and to practically yell it out loud. And now she's like, bring it closer so I can read the rest of the story. And I'm like, well, this is about a stroke, so I don't know if I want you to read it just yet. But
right.
like that, I could only imagine how much of that experience you're having with your daughter right now as you're really moving into the stride of your success and like hitting the Billboard charts. What is that like, man?
Man, it's super dope. Well, first, my daughter thinks I'm famous. She thinks I'm famous.
Yeah.
Uh,
We've already established she's right. So go
Yeah.
ahead, though.
Yeah.
we get closer. We working on it, you know, day by day. But she thinks I'm famous because she'll see the people on the TV, and she'll be like, "Dad, didn't you take a picture with that guy? Or didn't you work with that guy before? Or haven't I seen a video with this guy before?" Like, so she actually, our kids is grown now, bro. They're like
Yeah.
they they just they know everything. They see everything. They get it. But So she sees me with these these athletes. She knows the Kevin Durant's, the James Harden on TV watching basketball. She see that like, hey dad, that's your friend right there. She gets it. And
Yeah.
and just like I said, the different artists and stuff, you know what I mean? But she's been around her whole life, like coming from my dad. So when she goes to my mom and them crib, it's music going is being played everywhere, right? When she go to my brother's house and stuff, it's music and awards and plaques and stuff all over there. So she has literally almost 8 years of her life has seen it. She's used to me traveling, touring, going on the road. When COVID hit, she was like confused on why I'm home so much right now because that's how much I was
Mm.
gone. She was like, "Dad, why you here? Like, what are you doing here still? Like, aren't you supposed to be on the road somewhere?" So that kind of blew my mind a little bit too to think about like, wow, dang, that's crazy, man. That my daughter is used to me being gone like that. You know what I mean? I always
Yeah.
have to go on the road or go on a tour or do something. I'm over here next to her watching her do homework. She get tired of me. Like, bro, don't you got somewhere you gotta go?
Wow.
Ain't you
How
got
was that?
somewhere? You
Yeah,
know?
how was that balancing presence?
Ooh. Hey man, I tell you what, bro. That was you talking about with the COVID stuff? Or
Yeah, just in general, because I think it's one thing that we go out and we're just used to being men when it comes to providing or chasing our dreams. We're
yeah.
naturally ambitious, but also balancing that with actually being present and being there and physically having that intimacy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I know when I hear comments like, yo, what you doing here is like, what am I not supposed to be here? You know what I'm saying?
it was beautiful, bro, honestly, man, because don't take this wrong. Who's ever watching, listening, don't take this wrong. I always, like I said, I always been in my daughter's life. Always been.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I always but always took her to school or this that even when she was staying at her mom's or whatever. Me and her mom had a relationship to where we didn't go through the courts and all that extra stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just was co-parenting. You're a good dad. When you want her to stay at the house, she's staying at the house. You know what I mean? So we just did it like she stayed there 4 or 5 days out the week. She'll stay with me 2, 3 days out the week. Just whatever. You know what I'm saying? We didn't
Yeah.
have it was nothing. We just it ran that way. It was great. It was good. So, but I always was there. You know what I mean? I always, like I said,
Hmm.
took my daughter to school, picked her up in the morning, pick her up for school, do homework and all that stuff, drop her off at her mom's house later on at night,
Awesome.
or she stayed with me. So it's always been, you know what I'm saying, there. But I was never there watching her until COVID brought the moments out that I could say, wow, you reading like this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
counting like this? And it's kind of crazy to say because those moments I did miss a few of those moments
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I didn't realize how intelligent, how smart my daughter was becoming and who she was until COVID hit and everything was shut down and I couldn't go on the road and different things. And I'm at home, looking crazy, beard all crazy and everything like that. But looking like because I'm going crazy
Yeah.
on like, yo, what's going? The music game wasn't popping. So, but that was the best moment. COVID to me was the best. And I don't, like I said, don't take out content. Of course,
Hmm.
but for me, that slowed me down and made me realize who I had in front of me. Like all
Right.
Mhm.
saying. And after that, bro, I literally precious share every moment from then on. Like, yo, I gotta
That's
be
beautiful.
all her stuff.
Y-
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of the world shares that experience of yes, the pandemic, we wouldn't wish any illness or suffering on anybody, but for a lot of us, it really had us sit down to the mirror of who we are in our lives.
Yes, it did.
And being able to see that, to have to own it,
Yeah.
because we ain't going nowhere anytime soon,
Yeah.
but also gave us just an amazingly beautiful opportunity to show up in life again
Yeah.
and then chase our dreams, because a lot of people are out here, myself included, like the idea of being able to see a reality in the future of being able to live in that space of being in the world, but also being present in the life and the eyes of those around us at the same time, it was
So,
a revelation, man. And so I'm
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see this happen for you,
yeah,
Yeah.
especially because it's allowing you now. I'm seeing now like you shared a video the other day of what turned out to be a heart to heart with Timbaland,
yeah,
and like you're talking about your daughter, and but this like you're miles apart, and
yeah,
now we
Right.
have this opportunity to bring both of those worlds together, man. It's beautiful. It's
man.
beautiful.
That experience was like, just talking to him and him, what he said, full time, full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like you said earlier, you don't hear much of
Right. Not from fathers.
what I mean, to be, not just single dads, full time fathers, but to little girls as well. So it
Right.
kind of turns it up a little bit. You know what I mean? That you raise
Hmm.
a princess into a queen. So so I think it's just one of those things. It's just not as it should be more. It's kind of sad too that it's not our more reality for you to actually say full time,
Yeah.
Hmm.
real.
Hmm.
You know what
Yes,
I'm
it's
saying?
because people think, and it's a huge sacrifice.
It is.
So we have to have one without the other. Like you can't have both. You
Agreed.
know what I'm saying? Especially when you chase your dream, you got the quotes like burn the boat, no plan B. You know what I'm saying? All in. You know what I'm saying? Where you really feel like you have to sacrifice all of this in order to experience this to bring it back home.
For sure.
But the crazy thing about it when I think about what you're saying is that intimate moment that you had with her created so much more value for what you're pursuing in your dreams
Oh yeah.
because you have something you first of all you can't buy that. You can't buy that. There's no price you can put on that. But
No.
think about how often we chase our dreams and how many opportunities we have for these moments, and children don't even feel like they're being seen by their
Hmm.
parents. We
Right.
live in the distracted age where a lot of our kids just desire to have that, and there's so many opportunities, but we're so wound with our fears, our worries, our stresses, our routines that we're not able to be present to even experience those opportunities,
Man. Perfectly said.
and we miss them.
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your first Billboard success and experience. What was it like to know that
Man, hold on. Let me
your
see.
work hit
Go
Billboard?
grab it. Oh
Yeah, man. Come on.
yeah.
Oh man. So now the whole Billboard thing, man, that was honestly it was so crazy. I was working with my guy DJ Afterthought. He's affiliated with Taylor Gang. He was Mac Miller's DJ before
Oh
Mac
wow.
Miller passed away. Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Me and him, he was actually my classmate in Arizona. So that's where I met him.
Crazy.
Yes. So we didn't live together, but we was kind of like roommates because we was always together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, just a close friend, man. When we was out there, just like we did everything together, man. We he was young. He was 19 at the time. I was just 20, 21, something like turning 21. I was just 20. He was 19. So we was babies back then. You know what I mean? Like we were just so young in this whole big state, big city, big life, miles and miles away from home. He's from Pittsburgh originally, and so anyways, fast forward around 2013, I'm starting to do my thing really heavy with KD and those guys, working with my buddy Privilege from Philly. And he was out there, he was calling me um, and was like, yo, bro, I got a play that's been going on, this and that, this and that. I'm already moving, right? So I'm over here kind of bypassing it a little bit. And this is a
Mhm.
lesson learned to a lot of people that's watching this. I'm gonna give some lessons in this joint as well. I'm over here bypassing it because I'm over here doing good and stuff like, oh yeah, you doing that? That's cool, bro. Yeah, that's straight. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. You see what I'm doing over here though? Yeah. So, right? So I'm kind of bypassing what he's saying. He's telling me that, yo, I got some stuff going on here in Pittsburgh, bro. You need to come out here and see what's going on, this and that. But like I said, I got my thing going. So I'm over here like, come on, bro. Like, nah, I need to do all that right now. Long story short, bro, my the whole situation with KD kind of folded. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't working out. KD went to Golden State. James Harden went to Houston. My boy Priya went back to Philly. Everything, you know, it just didn't work out. So we kind of it just kind of ended around 2015ish, right?
Mm.
And I'm a free agent now, bro. I'm over here thinking to myself, like, bro, I did all this stuff. I got to go back home and face my peers and my people who've been
Yeah.
so, bro, you supposed to have made it you supposed to make it. And that's the worst feeling in the world, bro.
Mm.
Man.
Start over. I didn't want it to
Yeah.
look like I was starting over, but I literally, bro, I had to start over. So I'm kind of in a depressed mode a little bit. My daughter
Yeah.
was born. She's probably, like I said, it's about 2015. She was born in 14. So she might be,
Oh
you
wow.
know, getting close to turning one, you know, stuff like that. So I'm enjoying the father situation right now anyway. So I kind of took a break anyway, just to enjoy, because I was grinding hard for about 4 years with Katie and nonstop. So my cousin calls me, man. I'm in a depressed mode. My cousin, shout out to my cousin Marcus, my cousin Vicious. He called me and was like, bro, hey, man, I need you to look up Ryan real quick. And I'm over here like, man, what am I gonna look him up for? Because I literally was not keeping in contact with him. None of this, none of this, none of
Mhm.
that. Like, I didn't even know he changed his name on there. That's why I couldn't find him or see what he was doing. He's like, bro, you need to look at what Ryan's doing right now. I say, man, whatever. I looked him up, bro. Man, my dude is killing the game. Okay, Sway in the morning, working with Wiz and Taylor Gang. He's Mac Miller's DJ. This is the stuff he was telling me to come to Pittsburgh for, to work with him with and stuff, the different things he was doing. But me
Mm.
being thinking I
Mm-hmm.
got something so great going on in my situation and I don't need to, you know what I mean? I discredit the things that he was saying to me, that he was actually trying to get me in position to do
Yeah.
other big things. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing,
Yeah.
another lesson that, you know, for artists and producers as well, man. Don't, if somebody sounds like they have opportunities for you or sound like they got things that can, you know what I mean, that you just don't know what it
Mhm.
is, don't overlook those things, man, because he could have literally, I reached out to him. I told him I'm not gonna reach out to him. My cousin like, reach out to him. It's like, no, what's that look like? Now that, you know what I'm saying, now I'm down bad. Now I'm over here like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I see you doing your thing, man. You know, woo, boy, you
Yeah.
won't believe what's big. You know what I'm saying? Like, what that look like, right? Because I don't want nobody doing that to me.
Right.
My cousin was like, bro, reach out to him. I was like, all right, whatever, man. I reached out to him. My boy was like, hey, what took you so long, man? What took you so
Yeah.
long?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm about to fly you out here. Dang, just like that? Yeah, I got something for you. And these came above.
Crazy, bro.
That's village, man. And you know, Donnell and I had this conversation not too long ago, and it's been an ongoing conversation about how as men sometimes we get stuck in our ego of failure and we don't reach out to the village that has always been there for us.
Bro,
Like, you know what I mean? From jump. You talk about how you guys were kids together in this new adventure, and he's literally saying, hey, come on in, and we do that. And thank you for that lesson, man, because
Yeah, man.
we've
Huge.
got to be able to let ourselves
bro,
be a part of the village when we need the village, not just when we see that the village needs us.
bro.
Right.
It's just a great lesson learned, like I said, man. And it's for him to still, because he understood. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He
Yeah.
understands. I mean, because, you know,
Such a humbling experience too.
super, bro.
You
It's
know,
a,
because we see ourselves in this
yes,
pride, our guilt, our shame,
yes.
and
Mhm.
this other person doesn't even see none of that.
No, he just saw
You
his
know what
good.
I'm saying?
He just saw his, like his roommate, his close friend,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who had all this talent and everything that I could do, and he never, like I said, he changed his name to DJ Afterthought on Facebook at the time before you could use your, you know, you had to change it back to your regular names and stuff. Everybody had them
Yeah.
nicknames. So that's why I didn't see him. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know he was going by DJ Afterthought and all that different things like that. So,
Mhm.
but man, he flew me out. We got back together. He got me on crazy projects since then, man. Man, bro. It's just been amazing. That's still my brother to this day. You know, we got some stuff going on right now with Taylor Gang. You know what I mean? I'm one of Taylor. I'm affiliated with Taylor Gang on BeatStars. I got my beats and stuff on their BeatStars page and different things with him. And he done took me to rest in peace, Takeoff. But
Yeah.
first Egos and stuff at the time when they first started shining, got to do shows with them, and um,
Yeah.
just so much, man. And vice versa for him. You know what I mean? I had to
Yeah.
return the favor. You know what I'm saying? I had some big records and stuff that I didn't have nothing, I wasn't doing nothing with, honestly, at the time. So I had some Wale records, and I had some, some Davies records. Shout out to Davies. That was
Crazy.
kind of sitting on the table in my hard drive, but were getting dusty, and he knew what to do with them joints and stuff. So
Yeah.
I had to make sure I return the favor a little bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, that's dope,
A
bro.
little bit. You know what I mean?
What is one thing that like that aha moment like, yo, I think I'm moving in a good space. Like one person that you met or one encounter.
Okay, so going back to and this is and another thing is dreams do come true. When people, I'm a walking guy of that in three ways. You know what I'm saying? But my first dream that came true was me listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, 10 years old, singing More Murder, Mr. Ouija, you with me?
Yeah.
Buying all the albums. See, while my mom talking all that, she was taking me to buy the records and buying them though. I don't want this mama. That's your fault, okay? You were still buying them for me. Uh, so I was still a huge Bone fan. Still a huge, but I was such a Bone fan back in the day. I grew the hair out for them. I had the hair. You know what I mean? It was thuggish, ruggish, this, that. I didn't know what Buddha Lovers is, but I'm singing. You know what I mean? I'm just going crazy. Love Bone. So, I idolized Bone. So my music style, rapping fast, Bone, this, whatever. It was Bone Thugs and Harmony all day. So, fast forward, shout out to my homeboy Chris Jones, clowning his life. One of my good buddies. So before we moved to Arizona, my cousin sold my homie Chris a CD in Dell City at the gas station. We didn't know who he was at the time. We were just selling CDs. My cousin's like a crazy with mouthpiece. He could sell anything to anybody. Sold him our CD. Actually, I'm sorry. This is when we came back from Arizona. Sold him our tape. Excuse me. And he bought it and everything. Cool. Woo-woo. This is around 2000 and maybe 10, something like that. So, but at this time, me and my cousin, we stopped rapping. We weren't rapping no more. You know what I mean? I went by Lil CL, Young CL, whatever. You know what I mean? That was my rap style. Rugged Individuals was our name. And, we, like I said, after moving back from Arizona, it changed our views and ways of the music industry. So we started strictly doing production and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I made in 2013, I don't know if y'all remember Elite One, O&E from 103.5, my buddy Elite One. He asked me to do an intro for him. So I did an intro for him. And in the intro, I say CL McCoy, changed my name and everything, but I said CL McCoy, but I said Rugged Individuals in the intro as well. My buddy Chris heard that. So I get a message from him on Facebook saying, "Hey, bro, is this CL McCoy from this CD or Little CL?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm over here like, yeah. What's up? How you doing, bro? He's like, "Man, I've been looking for you guys, bro." He was like, "I love y'all CD. Y'all got any more records out?" I was like, "No, we don't do rap no more, bro. We don't do nothing like that." You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're doing now. This, that. He's like, "Bro, well, I could tell you got a Bone influence. What if I told you I could connect you with Bone?" I'm over here, saying another one of those lessons that I learned already. So I'm over here like, okay, well, what you got? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What you got? And my boy Chris knew this guy named Kane. He's from Cleveland. Grew up with Bone, from the same area. Didn't grow up with him, but he grew up in the same area as Bone, East 999, Cleveland territory, all that stuff. He said, I know a guy named Kane who's their artist. I met him at a few shows. We just, you know what I mean? My brother, he's a huge Bone fan as well. He's like me, love Bone. So he got contact with Kane and they just, traded phone numbers and different things like that. He said, I can introduce you to my guy Kane, who is affiliated and signed with Bone. I think he will like your music and what you're doing. Man, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. Bro, he calls me back. About a couple of days later, say, yo, my dude Kane loves your music, man. He wants to holler at you. So I'm over here like that. I talk to Kane. Kane talk to me. We talking. It's a lot of talking going on. And next thing you know, we inclined with each other. And he was like, I was telling him I got records and stuff with these guys and these guys, these guys. He was like, well, if you can hook me up with get on a verse with this guy, what if I throw you a bone member on to get on the record? And I'm over here like, bro, you better quit playing with me. We ain't gonna play these type of games, okay?
Yeah.
So I had this Bun B record, open verse, Bun B. I did 2 songs with Bun B, legendary UGK.
Crazy.
Uh, I sent him that record with Bun B on there, and Kane got on a verse. So he said, yo, bro, I showed Crazy Bone, and he said he rocking with it. He gonna get on there. I was like, wait, man, you know, this is crazy. About 3 weeks later, I get a email from Kane sent back. It wasn't even Crazy Bone. It was Lazy Bone on there first. And Lazy Bone's my favorite Bone member of all time. So
Crazy.
I'm already crying because I'm hearing Lazy
Yeah.
Bone on my beat, on my record, right? And then a few days later, I get another email, Crazy Bones on that joint. Well, I got Bun B, Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone on the same record with my guy Kane that I produced. And it's actually on YouTube right now. I can, you know what I mean? If you look up Dreams, CL McCoy, Bone, they'll pop right up. We couldn't put it out officially because I had a sample in that background that we couldn't
Yeah.
get. So we just threw it on YouTube to let it rock, whatever. And it's doing still, it killed on there. But that was crazy. The most crazy
Wow.
thing that ever happened. But it didn't end after that. Kane then hit me up, was like, hey, bro, you want to go on tour with us? So what? I said, yeah, you want to go on tour with me and Bone? We're starting like a couple weeks. You want to go? You and 11, we got 11 dates. Love for you to be on it with us. What? So,
Crazy, bro.
and
Crazy.
that's how I grew a relationship with Bone Thugs and Harmony, man. My
Woo!
childhood,
Beautiful, man.
you know,
That's
it's
fire,
just
bro.
it's just a
You
connection, man. You know,
you stay true to yourself this whole time and really just allowing yourself to grow, though, right? Because you know we're hearing like as we're wrapping up, I'm hearing this story of them hearing like past versions of you and
yes,
seeing talent, seeing passion, and excuse me. And at the same time, you're still allowing yourself to grow and to move into other spaces. And these places, these things, these experiences, what you're putting out here years ago are coming back to you.
right.
And you're a person now who can actually capitalize and grow and experience greater things from that. That's
That's
God, that's
amazing.
beautiful,
That's
man.
inspiring.
Such an inspiring
Listen,
um,
man.
just journey, man. And
Like I
you're
said,
still in the beginning of it.
it's still the beginning, man. Because things is, you know, this I'm finally now. After even though I've been doing it for 20 years, but professionally, I'd say professionally, since I was maybe like 23, 24. That's when it started really picking up for me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you know, now I feel like I'm just now building my brand to get into where it needs to be, where people actually know who I am.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you know, for years, man, it was Kevin Durant's producer. Nobody knew
Hmm.
my name. Nobody knew my name, and that got to me. Like a lot of people feel like that's a dope label. No, it was dope for the first year or two, but after 3 and 4 years, when when people say CL McCoy and they don't still know your name,
Yeah.
it's like, do they like me for me, or are they liking me because I'm rocking with these guys? People
Mm.
still don't even know who CL McCoy is. So I had to, and that was another blessing for me to actually get out that circle. So I had to learn to build myself and learn to build my foundation and my brand of my name. Now Jadakiss knows who I am. Now Buster Rhymes, Timbaland, Wale, Bun B, Davies, uh, Baby Bash, uh, Trader Truth, Method Man, Wu Tang, uh,
Crazy, bro.
Trey Nigella, who's a 3-time Grammy-winning engineer. Gerard Yost, who worked with Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder. I work with him all the time. From knows who I am now. I've been to the Grammys, Double XL, Source magazines, BET Jams. You know what I mean? Just so many things. And I'm independent. I'm not signed to nobody. I've been blessed to be able to walk this craft that I'm doing independently, and by the grace of God, pointing me in the right direction where I'm going. You know
That's
what I mean?
beautiful, man.
I've definitely had offers, many offers.
Yeah.
But a lot of it didn't smell right. It's static.
Yeah.
It was funky. It was a little funky. I didn't, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah. I love how you're staying committed to you, bro. And that's like I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I hope everyone is watching, and seeing this and hearing your story and your passion, and how you've done such a beautiful job of being yourself, the artist, the father, the son, right? And the inspiration. So thank you for that, man. I want to share your website and show people where they can find you, because you said it, you're creating your name and your brand, and we want people to know that they can go and see what you're up to check in with you, see your work, and connect with you. So they can find you at clmccoy.com, right?
clmccoy.com is where you can find me. As you see, I was dressed like Mac Woods on the top pictures.
What would Mac Woods wear?
I try to, and that was hard for me. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, but I was looking kind of fly though.
Yeah, you pulled it off, bro.
You pulled it off, man.
It wasn't too bad.
And tell us, you've got your own app, man. Tell us like real quick about this app that you got.
Yeah, we gotta wrap up.
I got my own app, y'all, man. If you is available for all Android, Apple users, iPads, whatever you have, just go to your app store, just look up CL McCoy, or you can look up Chris McCoy with CL next to it, and it'll pop up for you. Download it. It's free. It has music on there. I'm gonna start throwing just different videos and different things that I won't post on Facebook, so it's more of an exclusiveness for you to see in the journey and stuff like that. And that mystery man at the bottom, that's actually my documentary that I have on there as well, that you click and it'll take you to the documentary to watch the hour long to kind of show the journey that I talked about today. And all the people I talked about is actually in this documentary, and they're actually talking about the story with me. So the Keith Durant and the James Hardens and the Davies and the Bone Thugs, all those people that I said in this, my boy Afterthought, I'll tell you about, they're all in this documentary, including my daughter, my parents, my brothers, and all that. It's a wonderful documentary, beautifully put together by my boy T Mays, you know what I mean? And we actually premiered that Mystery Man movie and sold out Harkins last summer.
Crazy.
It was such an experience. Mac Woods got to come to that, man, and it was just beautiful to see people laugh at you, cry with you. And I plan on doing it again very soon. But just click on that; it'll take you there. Just go to clmccoy.com. Everything is there. And fellas, thank you guys so much, man.
Hey, man, you're very welcome, bro. It was an honor, bro. All right, David. So we're gonna wrap up real quick, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Listen, man, if you guys are not already in the Man Cave with us, jump in there. You can find us at manhoodmasterclass.com. Our Man Cave is over 500 strong with guys who are here to support and create the space that we say we want so that we can grow and be our best selves. But also, this is our third season of our podcast, so join us, catch up for all of our seasons that came before this. We have our live masterclass experience, which is our premier experience where we guarantee every man walks out a better version of himself. Our Wellness 101 is our gift to the community to help everyone, not just guys, but everyone, to understand and be able to take back their power in all the dimensions of what wellness and health looks like. Of course, we've got our sex education program, the birds, the bees, and everything in between. Listen, especially fathers, we're talking to you. We're going to have a Zoom meeting once a week where we get to actually gain the skills, tools, support systems so that we can have those conversations with our teenagers and our kids and other community members so that we can do our part to reduce teenage pregnancy. So this is starting February 21st. You need to connect with us so we can get you on the list so you can be in this conversation. It's one you don't want to miss. This first one is for guys only. But of course, as we continue with this program, we're going to welcome in the rest of the community. So stay tapped in with us. We've got Dope Dads University. This is a national curriculum where we are creating better fathers on the spot. So we're going to start that program in the spring in 2023, as well as some more ACEs training and programs that build the communities, the families, and the selves that we say we and our children need. So we got a lot going on with Modern Manhood, you guys. This is a nonprofit foundation, so jump in with us, support. We love to continue to do what we need to do. Oh, and we got a meetup coming up soon. We're gonna be sharing some details because
Yeah.
brothers have been asking when can we sit down together and break bread
Yes.
and just celebrate. So our next meetup is going to be really soon. So tap in with us so we can be face to face because we're excited about bringing the village from online to in person. We got
It's
a lot going
happening.
on, man. It's
Yeah, people
happening.
keep asking. I keep getting text messages. I'm like, we're getting it together, y'all. Okay. We've been having to work, take care of family, build up a lot of stuff. So it's coming. Hey man, CL, thank you so much for sharing your platform with us today, brother. We're grateful for you. Honored to be able to share your story with us, man. So inspirational. If there's one thing you want to leave everybody with, what would that be?
Oh man, well, like I said, thank you guys again too as well, man, for having me on your wonderful platform, man. And I truly appreciate you guys for what you guys do and the things that you do for the community and just everything, man. You know, it's you solid guys, solid brothers, man. And I'm glad to call you all my family at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, appreciate that.
Need me for anything, anytime or whatever. Just you already know where how to reach out to me, man. Anytime.
Absolutely.
And just to leave out, man, I'm just gonna leave it simple, man. Everybody just have a blessed, wonderful day, man. You know what
Let's
I'm saying?
go.
Enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday with your family, your friends. You know, Christmas coming up. Have a wonderful Christmas. And let's just into the new year, man, with blessings and but support for each other, man. It's easy to support, man. It's harder to hate, man. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Let's go. You
Word.
guys have an amazing Friday. Thank you for supporting us as well. Go out and be great.
Let's
Word.
get it.
Peace.
All right.